Hello, dear digital friends, and thank you for joining me in this masterclass. We all love and spend so much time on social media. Maybe you're a content creator and you're so versed with managing your own account, but can you really start managing organic social media for a brand? Do you know the skills, the language, the templates, methodologies, and processes to start doing it? This is what this masterclass is about, to help you take your social media passion and transform it in a job. And it's quite easy to learn all the necessary skills, all the necessary languages and processes to land a social media executive job as a freelance or as a full-time job. And I can tell you from my experience as a CMO, working with lots of content teams, it's so important and it's so in demand nowadays to have a really good social media manager. And companies are growing, leveraging social media properly, and they're realizing more and more the power of great content and great engagement. So you're on the right spot to learn how to become a social media freelancer, manager, consultant, and start delivering value to businesses. How I created this course, I would like to share with you more. Also the practical skills that you will learn, the projects you will work on, and what is the course structure. Let's start with the design. I looked at the job ads that are on LinkedIn and other platforms, and based on these job ads, I did a market research to understand what are exactly marketing skills, and I'm talking about micro skills that employers are looking for. When they talk about social media executive roles in the UK particularly, what are the skills they're looking for? And based on these skills, I designed the course. Then I leveraged my experience, but also experience of other chief marketing officers, social media agencies, and managers to understand what are the most important skills. Particularly, we look at examples when we hired interns or fresh graduates, what are the skills that we were missing? And I would like to equip you with all the skills that you need in order to enjoy your work and feel empowered and confident and don't feel like you're lacking the knowledge. And I want to share it with you. It's a job market research on social media executive roles where you will see exactly the skill and how I name these skills. And then you will see skills and the description. For example, content ideation, it's an amazing skill. And more companies say, I want a social media executive who can come up with fresh ideas, who can create content, who can do trends and analysis listening. And this document will be so important for you to understand what the companies are looking for and how you can skill by skill build your skill portfolio. And I also want to highlight that the objective of this document and this research for me was fuel the development of this course. I wanted this course to be actionable and relevant for job market that is nowadays, and not only relevant to my personal experience. Also, you can use this job market research to enrich your CV, because sometimes you know copywriting, but you don't know how to communicate this skill effectively in your CV. And here you have example. Devise and create engaging copy for the weekly social media content calendars. You're like, wow, that sounds professional. You can borrow, reuse, recopyright this phrase, but you will know exactly how to use different skills, how to communicate different skills in your CV effectively. Also, I identified that there are some job market needs, and the biggest one is companies want someone who has confidence to manage Facebook and Instagram. And sometimes you have the skills because you might have your own accounts and you know the platforms, but you don't have the confidence to communicate it to the companies. They want someone who can create concepts, originate concepts, and create social media calendars. They want to see the plans that social media is well planned. Bring your creative ideas to life. They want someone who knows copywriting and design. They want someone who will drive the engagement of the community, manage the community, and create this feeling of one brand, one soul. and someone who will track performance. And all this will be covered in the course. Most importantly, this course will give you these job-ready micro skills that sometimes are hidden, but they are always in the job description. They are always in your CV. Let me tell you the skills that I have identified as the most important for you to cover and to be aware of. The first skill is content pillars. I want you to know what the content pillar is, how to come up with content killer, or how to reverse engineer content pillars from the content that the company already has. Second is content ideation, how to create concepts. Social media calendar, content repurposing, user-generated content, post creation, including copywriting and design, because our post has two massive components, copywriting and the design components, community management, and the most important, social media listening, analysis, and insight. All these job-ready skills will be covered in the course one by one and build the complete understanding of and the vocabulary and the processes that you need to perform social media manager job. I also think that you need confidence and you need lots of templates and examples to underpin this confidence. So you don't start your job from scratch, not knowing how to do calendar or trying to understand it on the spot. I want you to be equipped with social media content bank, with a checklist for sources of content ideas, with social media calendars, design briefs, and social media dashboard. I will give you templates that I have been using with my teams in the past and present that worked for me. And these templates, think of them as a foundation of your social media process. And with time and experience, you can build on that foundation and improve templates based on your needs, your industry, the companies you work for, and your personal preferences. So what exactly you will learn in this social media masterclass? We will start with fundamentals, just introduction to social media, Facebook, Instagram, something that will just prime your brain to start thinking about different elements of a post. Then we'll look at the process. If you manage now social media as a content creator, you might have your own process, or you might have just a spontaneous desire to post in a particular time of the day, in the evenings. When you're managing social media manager for marketing for a brand, you need to have a process. And the more you follow the process, the more confidence it gives you. We'll talk about the process, we'll talk about the brand and tone of voice, and we'll talk about content pillars. And the first step of the process is brainstorming, coming up with ideas. And the more ideas you have, better it is. Organizing all of them in an idea document and brainstorming document, and having this lake of ideas to select from. Then we're diving into planning. That is a selection of ideas. Planning says, okay, next week I will post these 3 ideas, and you showcase it with a short social media calendar or by using social media tool. Afterwards, we'll dive into copywriting. Copywriting is a key skill for marketing. You copyright post, but you also copyright designs and video scripts. There are so many elements of copywriting that will create the engagement you need. From the copywriting, we go into creative and design. Creative asset is visually appealing, and it's something that builds and brings visuality of your brand to life. And afterwards, we'll talk about community engagement. How can you engage community proactively and reactively? What are the real operational tips to make it easy and fun? And my last favorite module is analytics. Do what you love and analyze what you do. Analyzing and driving conclusions of your activity is so essential. One of the most important skills in current modern crazy world is the skill of learning. And quite often when I coach people, I will ask the question, how do you learn? And a lot of people will be surprised. What an unusual question to ask. But the question, how do you learn, is essential to understand how your brain is wired and what will help you retain the most information, also move the information into skill, and have fun. Because if you're not having fun, What's the purpose of that? I wanted to give you some learning tips based on the science of learning to understand what can improve your learning experience. And the most important is that you learn by retrieving information and practicing information. Meaning you don't learn by listening to me. You learn by asking, oh, what do I remember from this lesson? What is important from what I have just heard of? And you also learn by having a spacing. You allow your brain to forget and then you retrieve information. You also learn by doing and creating your own project, and practicing the skills apart from this course will help you enormously remember the things you learn and transform information into knowledge and skill. Let me give you some learning tips. Recall what you have just learned. Listen to 5-10 minutes of lectures and say, what are the key ideas? What are the key terms? How these ideas relate to what I know? Is it true? Do I agree? You might disagree with me. And as soon as you start engaging in this mental process of analyzing, recalling, retrieving information, is the most important for remembering what you learned. Space recall. Can you do the same in 7 days? You can even schedule a meeting with yourself saying, review social media masterclass and what I learned 1 week ago. And you can have only 10 minutes telling, what do I remember? Do I remember social media calendar? Do I remember how to copyright? And retrieve this information from your brain. Flashcards work quite well for people who are visual. You can come up with a small card where you put the key things that you want to remember and key learn concepts. Create your own summary sheets. This work marvelous. Quite often when I have a team member that wants to attend a course, workshop, I ask them to create summary sheets and distribute to the team. First, because it will be a learning experience for them. It will help them consolidate the learning, but also because others will be able to learn from their summary sheets. Another amazing instrument is mind map, particularly if you're a visual learner. Organize the information you learned in a diagram. It can be a tree, it can be a circle, but organize it visually. And whenever you learn a new concept, you connect it with a concept that you already know. And write to learn. Write to learn, it's an amazing tip. Imagine if after this masterclass, you will write a brief blog or social media post summing up 5 things I learned from this masterclass. Or you can have even a presentation, what I would teach others based on this masterclass. That will be an honor for me. But this work will help your brain remember much more and remember much deeper information and transform it into learning and skill. Good luck.